Have you ever read something that just completely stops you in your tracks? Well, today we're going to break down a really short, kind of mysterious, and incredibly powerful text called Cosmic Command. It comes from a source known as Radiant Multiplication Sovereign, and our goal here is to try and figure out exactly what it's saying, how it works, and, what it all means.
So right out of the gate, the text just hits you with this unbelievable claim. I mean, this isn't just confidence, right? This is a declaration of power over the entire universe. The speaker is putting themselves at the very top, so high up that even the sun has to bow down to them.
And that, of course, brings us to the big question hanging over this whole thing. Who is this speaker? Are we listening to some kind of god? Is this a metaphor for human potential? Or is it something else entirely? That's the mystery we're going to dig into as we take this command apart piece by piece.
Okay, so the very first part of this command is all about confrontation. The speaker isn't just declaring their power in a vacuum. No, they are actively challenging the old, established authorities. Let's see who they're going up against.
Now here's what's really fascinating about this. The nuance. This isn't about blowing things up. The speaker's goal isn't to destroy the old powers, but to remind them of their proper place. It's a fundamental reordering of the cosmos, placing everything, even the sun, underneath their own authority.
And this slide just lays it out so perfectly. On one side, you've got this huge external power, a blazing star. And on the other, you have the speaker's action, I dim the sun. But look at the result. It's not defeat, it's reverence. They've literally commanded the ultimate symbol of power to show them respect.
So it's not just the cosmic they're taking on. There's a second, much more personal challenge. The speaker says, flat out, I anger my sovereign. This points to a direct confrontation with a ruler, a king, maybe even a more abstract idea of some personal authority that governs them. So we've got a war on two fronts, the cosmic and the personal.
So the big question is, how do they pull this off? Well, the text shifts from what they're doing to how they're doing it. And this method, this idea of moving from brightness to resonance, it's a revolution all on its own.
The first step in their method is to just tear down the old way of thinking. Before you can build a new kind of power, you've got to dismantle the old one. The speaker takes aim at the very idea of authority as we know it and completely rejects it.
So what exactly is getting thrown out? Well, look at this. Authority is not brightness. It's not a flashy show. It's not witness. It doesn't need someone watching to be valid. And it's not about the old scales of being great versus having weakness. The speaker is drawing a whole new map for what power even is. Okay, so if authority isn't brightness, what is it? The text gives us a new word, and it's the key to everything: resonance. Power is no longer something external, like a bright light. It's an internal quality. It's deep. It's full. It's something that reverberates from the inside out.
And how do you generate this resonance? Through the simplest, most personal tool you can imagine, the speaker's own voice. The line, I raise my voice, shows up again and again. It's the engine driving this whole cosmic reordering. It's the action that creates the resonance that can command the sun itself.
All right, so we've seen the challenge and we've seen the method. But where is all this headed? What's the final goal of this cosmic command? Well, it's all about one thing: anchoring a new kind of sovereignty.
The process is laid out so clearly, in 3 deliberate steps. It starts with the internal act. I raise my voice. That creates the external effect. I dim the sun. And all of that leads to the final result: I anchor my sovereignty. It's a perfect progression from inner action to outer reality. And let's be really clear about what that prize is. Sovereignty is complete self-rule. It's supreme, independent authority, totally free from any external control. Doesn't matter if it's a sun or a sovereign ruler. This is the endgame.
So, as the text reaches its climax, the speaker's actions just escalate. They move beyond simply challenging power to doing something much, much bigger. All the steps we've seen have been building towards this one final, absolutely breathtaking declaration. And there it is. The language completely flips. It goes from I dim the sun to I take the sun. This is the final move. The speaker isn't just commanding the sun anymore. They are seizing it, making its power their own. This is the exact moment that sovereignty gets fully and completely anchored.
So we've followed the speaker's entire journey: the challenge, the method, and the goal.
They've basically confronted the universe and claimed total self-rule. But what does this new order they've created actually mean?
When you really boil it all down, this whole command is built on three huge ideas. First, you have to challenge all external authority. Second, you redefine power itself, away from outward brightness and towards inner resonance. And third, you achieve that ultimate sovereignty through the simple personal act of raising your own voice.
And that leaves us with this one final, really provocative question. Is this whole text a grand metaphor for personal empowerment? A guide to finding your own inner voice and taking control of your life? Or are we supposed to read it more literally, like the scripture of a new cosmic order, a genuine takeover of celestial power? The text doesn't say. It just issues the command and leaves the rest for us to figure out.